And there we go. Let me restart the timer. And while that's doing that, while I'm waiting for ads, I'm going to do the Wordle for today. Do the Wordle. Oh, I forgot to actually change the title of my stream. Oops, we had trouble, bro. Yippee! It actually worked. Yippee! There's no... Wait, no, there is an O. Paunch. That's not a word. Paunchy. That's a word? I'm thinking it's something like that. Eoner. It ain't Eoner. What about boner? It's an owner word or a... What about hello? Yeah, I almost got it right. Here, wait. I just realized I'm not sharing screen. Boom. I almost got it right with boner. I'm thinking it's got to have like a T and like an L in there somewhere. Or wait, oh, what about... No, it's not toner. Is that a word? Yeah, bounce is a bit too long. I only got a couple of... Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a random word that just has a bunch of like vowels in it. Like is slaggy a word? What about slammy? What happened? Oh, okay. Slammy. That's not a word. Slavy? Uh, I want to get as many... A word? I want to get as many like vowel or consonants out. Uh, what about... I'll just do smell. Okay, well that gets rid of all those. I'm thinking... Smell... I'm trying to get rid of... Smell of the game? Guilty Gear reference? It could be... Gopher. Oh! W. It was gopher. Alright, that's what it... Anyway... I don't know if you see the stream title, but I've been working on a game, like, on and off for about a year now. And I feel like I need to be more committed to it. I feel like the most convenient way to do that is just to do it on the Friday stream, since, like, no one shows up for those. So, boosh! I got the game I've been working on. This is just, like, the dev area. But my idea is that it's sort of like... Hold on. Okay, well, something's glitching with the game. If you want to do game development, what? Yeah, I've been learning Unreal Engine, so I definitely enjoy it, but also sometimes it can just be so frustrating. Why is hitting left on the joystick making me grab? Okay. Nope. I think... Hold on, I think my controller's messing up. I'm gonna unplug and replug it in. Controller being goofy. Oh wait, I forgot it takes 8 years for it to plug itself back in. But I'm trying to give it like fighting game mechanics, but like it's gonna be a Metroidvania. So we got like, you know, we got the grab, if it'll work. Okay, there's actually something, I don't know what's wrong. It's never done that before. Well, first off, I'm going to show FPS or that. Boosh. Okay, it's not like sometimes there's like glitches that'll happen if it runs at like 10 FPS. So just making sure it's not that. I don't actually, it's never done that before. Like anytime I hit the joystick, it's trying to like do an attack instead of just move the character. I'm like fiddling with the controller, trying to see if it's just the controller. I don't think so though. All right, let me try that. Nope, still didn't work. Let me go into here and try to find the problem. Oh wait, let me check the other end. Let me check how it's actually connected to my PC. Let me make sure it's actually like plugged in properly. Then go back, then boom, then bow, and then it works now? Nope. Well, you saw the grab happen. This is weird. Wait, it might be a problem with the keyboard. What's the grab button on the keyboard? It's control. Hold on. I might have fixed it. Maybe. Okay, Nate. I think the control button on my keyboard was just stuck down for some reason. But I have solved the problem. Right, anyway, I had like a list of things I needed to accomplish. One of them being I need to the big thing I wanted to accomplish was being able to actually cancel attacks into each other. Oh, and maybe make the game work properly. Yeah, that looks like a problem. Hold on. Why is it saying I'm blocking? Alright, well that did that. Okay, that block only shows up if it's hitting the block, if it's like in blocks done. But they're not blocking. So why is that happening? I'm hitting the wrong button. Hold on, let me go all the way up here. It's part of the down air. Oh, it's because the attack, but it doesn't hit the block should be inactive. You're gonna climb tower? Good luck. Hopefully you don't get murdered by Unica DP like I've been getting murdered in tower. It's just so big. Actually, I think the problem isn't here. I think the problem is that it's saying the block is active when it's not active. And it's doing that. Is it here? No, not that one. Well, I guess it does work here. It's checking if wait, hold on, actually let me go back. What is it checking for again? It's checking for the word block. So either block test or block cube. It's hitting one of these, hitting any of these. I forget what these look like. Let me wait. Let me put the visibility on all of these. That one. And then there's this inner one. I forget why there were ever two, but I just have two, I guess, because I can. But it should just be this one, the big one. This one shouldn't ever be visible. This big one needs to be invisible and have its collision turned off. Unless you're blocking. And like them's the rule. So that's the block cube. And visibility turned off. And we only know physics. Oh wait, no. Yeah. So it's not a physics collision, it's just checking if a sphere trace hits it. And if the block is active, you turn off player collision so they don't get hit while you're blocking. Hold up. Where does this actually like start? Find references. Oh, it's probably just gonna be in tick graph. Yeah. Yep, it's just gonna be one of those in the tick graph. So it's checking this every frame. And these hold up. So you can't be having a DI, so you can't be in hit stun. You can't be parrying. And either test block is active or you're blocking and not dashing. And test block is just a variable I put up so that to troubleshoot. It's just to make a CPU that only ever blocks. And I made it in like 2 seconds. It was very quick. Oh, you know what the problem might be? When you turn off block, it might be doing a thing. This is block direction. Where's this from? This should also just be in the tick graph. It should be the exact same. Yeah. In the same area. Okay, so that and these are identical. And in that, query only no physics, no collision. This is an old system where I was going to have it be like multi-directional blocking. So like you had to block in the specific direction of the attack. And then it was just too chaotic, so I took it out and just made like a Smash Bros. Style block. But this is like the remnants of it. But I think I need to be checking if the actual block action. I think that's here, right? Is this block? That's special. Where's block? Super block. Here it is. So letting go of block. You go into a question. If you're in block stun, you don't do anything. And then once you're out of block stun, you set is blocking to false. And that's what the little cube above them is. The little cube above them, when I hit their shield, that's the block stun. It's just a little visual indicator for me. They'll turn off later. Then it checks if you're in the middle of a dash, and if you are, it waits for that to finish. And then if you're in lag, it waits for that to finish, and then you can move. And it sets the appropriate values. And then I set is blocking to false again, I guess, just in case. For some reason. You were acing a soul? You're doing God's work, honestly. The poor soul was forced to block. How do I... Oh, and then block drainage, so you can't block all the time. Alright, so in essence, I got no freaking clue why it's not working, but it ain't working. Actually, I might have an idea. For some reason, maybe not having collision will still make it so that a sphere trace, which is what I'm using to detect hitboxes, will still like activate even when there's no collision. Which it shouldn't be. Or actually, you know what it might be? Maybe I have 3 block like things. Block test, block cube, and block cube 1. Which are detecting if like there's a block. I really only need block cube. The other 2 are kind of useless. Don't really need them. Bring a little guy out. That little, like, you can't really see it, but there's like a cube above him. Let me put him over there. There, see, like that little cube above them means that they're in block stun, which means even though they're not blocking, the game thinks they're blocking. Yeah, like that. For whatever reason, the game thinks it's blocking. Either I screwed something up with block test and block cube 1, or having no collision just doesn't mean anything. For no reason, apparently. Like that, even when there's no collision, the hitbox is still able to detect. Block test. That all seems to be working completely as intended. And this... This works where the visibility is being propagated to the stuff in the folder and like under it. So like block cube 1 is under block cube. That's what that means. And then this just sets the collision, where query only is like, it's just detecting for stuff like hitboxes, which it is, but it's also like, even when it's not enabled, it's still collision. Wait, hold up. Oh, this might be it. Hold on, this might be it. So for what I do for blocking is I have a block hurt box and a normal hurt box. And then when you're blocking, it just turns the normal hurt box off so you don't get damaged through a block. I'm not putting in like chip damage or stuff. And its default is at turn collision off. So if you never block, you don't have collision. that was a little bit of an oversight. I think that might fix the problem. It should be defaulted to you have collision, and then when you block, it turns it off, and then when you unblock or stop blocking, it turns the collision back on. Right, I say collision, it's more like detection. Like it turns the detection back on. So if you never block, you're technically like sort of invincible. This might solve it. Maybe. Nope, it didn't solve it at all. Alright, it's a different problem. But that was useful to know nonetheless. Just do a little combo. Yeah, you can kind of see the idea that I originally had for having a block direction. With like the cube. It's like pointing the direction you're supposed to go. I honestly might just completely delete like all of this. You know what I'll do? Boom. Alright, it doesn't do anything now. Because like I never really needed that. Or like it's a scrapped idea. I'm just having a universal block. You jumped up. Why was a ram on floor four going to floor 6? That make no sense. The ram thought she was ballin'. She was in fact not ballin'. She was not ballin'. What happens if I were to never have collision for the... There's only the collision change for the initial block cube. Oh, you know what I could do? Here, wait. First, let me check this. If this doesn't work, then I'll try the other thing I was thinking. Oh. Oh, that didn't work at all. All right. So that didn't change anything. Here's my idea. Let me go to the actual, like, attacks. It takes a while to load. I think I did this unoptimally. I am not a programmer. I'm using little these little doodads. Where is... Okay, it's right here. All right, so how it works is it checks, it puts out like a hitbox, and then when it hits something, it checks, did it hit a block or did it hit a sphere, which is basically the hurt box of the character, like what it's looking for. If it hit the block, it puts the actor, which is the character, in an actor block array. If it hits the hurt box, it goes into the actor hit array. And then what I did is that if you, for everyone that was hit, so their hurt box was hit, and just in case like an attack hits multiple people at once, for everyone that was hit, it checks, well, first, did it hit the block? And then also if the block was active. So like if the block was active, you didn't hit nobody. So clearly that turns it true. And then it goes to basically finish the attack without doing damage. What I could do is just have, then up here is the block version. And what I could do is have the same thing where if you weren't holding down the block button, if your block collision wasn't turned on, it's just impossible to be blocked, and it puts you immediately into here, is what I'm thinking. Block array. Also, I just realized if these hit nothing, this should probably go in there. That was a bit of an oversight. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So this is like the down air attack. First is checking if is blocking is true, or if you aren't DIing. Oh wait, or if you aren't DIing? Wait, that actually might be where the problem is. It shouldn't be or, it should be and. You're not in hit stun and you're blocking. Is that the problem? This just needs to be an and? Why is my caps lock on? And then let's also do it down here for the other part of the attack. The down air has like two different hitboxes, one repeating one and then a finisher, so it's got two. Gender outlaw versus... Who's the gender outlaw? I mean, I know the grab versus Potemkin, because who else would it be? Is it Johnny? Is it Johnny or is it Brisket? Maybe they've like fused together like Dragon Ball style. But I mean, obviously Potemkin wins. He clearly no-diffs everyone. At least that's been my experience with Guilty Gear. No matter how hard you train, you will be no-diffed by a Potemkin. Oh, hold up. Wait a minute. Hold on. That was promising. Let me just keep moving him over here. Then... Oh! I did it! I solved the problem! This was an or, it just needed to be an and. But also that means now I have to do it for literally every attack. And there's like... There's a lot. There's like 20. But I'm going to be here for a while. Wait, also let me solve these ones first. Also, the funny thing, grab attacks, like attacks that grab, literally they're the exact same, but instead of, if it detects you've hit a block, it just goes down right to the attack. It's not like something separate. It just says, oh, you blocked, just pretend you didn't. That's how that's how grab attacks work. But once I'm done fixing all of these, what I wanted to implement was attack canceling. You know how like in like Guilty Gear, you can, if you hit a close slash, you can cancel it into a heavy slash, and then you can cancel that into a special move. But if you whiff any of them, you can't cancel. I want to implement that because I have 4 kinds of attacks. Oh, it was a testament. Oh, okay, that makes sense. The gender outlaw. But as I was saying, I have 4 different kind of attacks: light, heavy, special, and super. And I want you to be able to cancel light into heavy, into special, into super, and that's like that's the combo flow. Kind of like how it, you know, it's like in Guilty Gear, the combo flow is slash into heavy, slash into special. Oh, yeah, here it is. Oh, I accidentally added a pin. Now my thing's lagging. I'm kind of making the game in a really weird way. So basically, I'm making the player character, but the player character is also going to have the data for every enemy in the game. Like the attack data. And then every enemy in the game is just going to be like what's called a child blueprint of the main character with the that uses the enemy data and then having its own animations and stuff. So this file is going to be massive, but it's going to be like 80% of every enemy in the game. I don't think I'm doing it correctly. This is this is probably not how you like an actual programmer would do this, but I ain't a programmer and this is a passion project, so I don't care. That is the wrong thing. They got one round and then went 3-0. You know, what are you? You're floor 6, right? Yeah, you just have to play Potemkin. No way they're beating a Potemkin floor 6. They cannot handle the sheer power of the glue. It's Potemkin's world and we're just living in it, and everyone looks like glue. He's like hallucinating. It's like in cartoons when a character gets so hungry they start seeing like every person as like a different food item. That's what Potemkin's going through right now, but he's seeing everyone as a stick of glue. More testaments. I love full screen attacks. They're my favorite. I love blocking the full screen overhead. Thank you. Honey, you barely touched your full screen overhead. What's wrong? All right, so those are all the light attacks, and now on to the 2 heavy attacks I've made. You know what I should have done while I'm here? I also want to go here and fix that, because I think before doing everyone, I should think about it logistically. So first you go here. If you haven't hit anyone, it just doesn't do anything. If you haven't hit someone's block, it doesn't do anything. Then you do this. You go down here. This is if you've actually hit someone's hurt box. If you haven't, it goes down here. And if you haven't hit anyone, then it should continue the frame data, so it doesn't just freeze your game. Yes. That makes sense to me. So I should do that for every attack. Maybe. Okay, hold on. I fixed this. I'm going to compile and save and see if my game has actually been fixed. And then I'll see if there's ever a problem with the game just like you doing attack and then just freezing in place, not being able to move. Wait, actually, it shouldn't be too much of a problem. No, wait. It's a problem if you hit a wall. Hold on, wait, let me go here. So if you hit absolutely nothing, if you completely airball and don't activate the... you hit literally nothing. You don't hit any walls or flooring or platforms or characters, it continues the timer. I had a big swallow. And then for if you actually hit something, it'll go through everything you hit and check if it was something, if it was a character's block or if a character's hurt box. And then once it goes through all those and puts them in their category, it goes over here and checks, are there anything that was hit or not hit? If it doesn't see anything, if you've hit nothing, it continues the timer. Okay, so this is pointless, actually. I don't need to do that. This doesn't matter because I already do it here. I'm glad that I checked that before doing that to wasting the time doing that to every single hit attack I've made. You're already to floor 8? Wait, were you floor 4 when we started or floor 6 when you started? Like 30 minutes ago. Also, it looks like it works. Yep. All right. I fixed it. You were floor 6 when you started. Okay. I was about to say, like, floor 4 to floor 8 is crazy for, like, half an hour. Hold up, I got a Discord notification. Okay. I'm in, like, a club at school where we, like, try to make a game. I am not on like the development side. Well, I kind of am. I use like Blender and stuff to make some of the 3D models. And I just got a notification that like what I was assigned this week. So I'll probably work on that later. But the other Testament went 3-0. It sounds like that Testament isn't really that bad of a matchup for you if you keep going 3-0 against them. Wait, like 3-0 as in they lost or 3-0 as in you lost? Oh, they just never zone pot. They never use their full screen overheads. I fought a Testament who was spamming that, and I just timed when she did it, ran up, fully charged dust. There was nothing they could do. It was so funny. Well, because I played Chip, so I just run right through them. Oh, they were zoning pot. How would you be on floor 8 if you were losing? Listen, mate, I never said I was a critical thinker. Oh yeah, slide head. I forgot. When in doubt, slide head. Or is or do what's the one called where you just dash at them with super armor? That one too. It kills them in real life. Yeah, every time I've been hit by slide head, like a bomb goes off in my apartment. That's just how it works. Hammerfall, that's what it's called. It's definitely easier, especially because a lot of Testament stuff is like slow to come out, or not slow to come out, but like it takes a while. Like their attacks, it just like it takes a bit, and so you're not gonna get hit twice out of your armor by a Testament. Just looking over this. There it is. Super input. Wait, no. Oh, here it is. This is okay. Whoa, hold on. Wait a minute. This don't look right. Okay, so what I'm looking at here is that the super input is basically I have it set up so whenever you do a super, you can cancel any of your attacks into it, like regardless of if you hit it or not, which I'll probably change to you have to hit an attack to cancel into a super. You can't just whiff a move and cancel it into a super. I'll probably change that. But what I want to do, I'm just going through here. So this is just to check to see if you have it, like you have it unlocked, because I want to make this game like a Metroidvania. If you're blocking, it does there's like a glitch or you can't redo it when blocking and your block stays active forever. That fixes that. If you're not, does the super input, checks if you can DI. The super input should probably come after the D if it checks for DI, for hit stun. If you're in hit stun, it shouldn't even like register as you having a super, because that might accidentally give you a whiff cancel or like be able to cancel hit stun when you shouldn't be. Whenever you fight a pot main, 30 bricks of C4 are placed around your room and one blows up every time you get hit by slide head. The Potemkin Mafia are out to get me, bro. They have 18 like pigeon drones full of like what was it called? Potassium permanganate, ready to blow up at my window if I ever get hit by a pot move. They're coming for me. All right. Then okay, so now that should be fixed. So if you aren't in hit stun, it does the super and it checks which way your joystick's pointing, because I have it set up so that what super you're doing is dependent on the direction your joystick is. Sort of like heavy slash versus 2H. Then it makes so you can't move, does the attack. Waits to, then since I don't actually have any of the attacks set up, I just have it to wait a little bit and then set everything back to normal and pretend the attack happened. But once the attacks are actually set up, this is getting deleted. Except maybe this. No, actually, no, yeah. Actually, no, yeah, this can all be deleted after this. You love cooking up game ideas that you'll never make? You can always start. It's never too late to start. I would suggest using something, if you don't want to program, using something like this system might be helpful. He saw Florid Brisk and decided to stop playing Strive. That is completely fair. Uh, I like never program, but like I understand the language of programming, like how to use if statements and all those things. I understand it. I just not good with the syntax, and I don't know what specifically to type out. So this is helpful. Didn't even fight you saw it pop up on the queue, and you immediately quit out. You alt F forward, frame one, the moment you saw you queued with a brisket. I will say, if you ever do want to make a game, I don't know if other things have it, but I know with Unreal Engine, they have what's called the Fab Marketplace, where it's basically people can sell stuff they've made. Not like games, but like assets, like blueprints, models, level environments, and stuff like that. And every month they have a like free for the month section where they just sell like 3 items for free every month, and you can just take them. So it'll like list the price they were originally at, and you just get them for free every month. I have at least $3,000 worth of free stuff on my Epic account, my Unreal Engine Epic account, that I've like not really used. Mostly because I looked through all of the stuff I got, and none of them really fit into what the game I'm kind of making. But you know, if you just collect a bunch of stuff, and you ever want to make a game, over the months, you'll just get free stuff and you can use it. Also, everything on the marketplace is like you can use, put in your game, and you can sell it. Like there's no like copyright problems or anything. I haven't put anything up on the marketplace, but I think when you like set up something to be put on the marketplace, you have to like sign an agreement that other people can use it in their games and not credit you. I think that's how it works. Don't quote me on that. Anyway, I'm gonna fix that real quick, and then I'm just gonna make sure that being able to, right now, how the game should work is that I could whiff an attack and cancel it with a super. And the super won't actually come out because I haven't input it. I haven't like put them in. But like you'll see the attack just stop. Actually, oh, hold on. You came up with a shenanigan for a game you like? No ideas are bad if it's fun. You could make the most goober autism game ever, and if it's fun, it's a good game. You can make the most me game ever. Okay, yeah. Canceling super on whiff does work. You can see me in the middle of this big attack that lasts a long time. If I hit the super button, it's canceling it. And it's in the top left. It's happening. Just want to make sure that works. I'm going to try and change it so it only cancels if you've actually hit someone. So like I could smack super and do something like that. I'm probably also going to make every attack have way more that's a problem. It's not that much of a problem. The kind of situation where that would work. Yeah, that's not too much of a problem. Imagine an extraction shooter with horror elements about scavenging for a dying community. You go gather what you can form nearby locations and use whatever you can to feed people, like that. That could be cool. That also just gave me a really funny idea. Like, aren't people like really serious about extraction shooters? Imagine one with like proximity chat, but you could play as like a monster that's in the zone that just hunts and kills people. With prox chat. And you just be like the most goober thing ever. like trying to kill people, just trying to make it out alive, and you can hear them scream. But the idea of having to like make it a roguelike as well, you have to. I don't know how you can make it. Can you make an extraction shooter a roguelike? I'm trying to think of how that would work. You would have to have probably different like areas, so multiple extractions, like maps that the player goes through, and then yeah, I could see how you can make it work. In each, instead of just getting like money or something from an extraction, you get upgrades and like builds, stuff like that. Food is scarce and your people don't have any. Yeah, and you have to go out and find it. Well, that's cool. It's sort of like one of those like civilization building games, but mixed with an extraction shooter. I think that's a cool idea. Huh? Hold up, I must have... I just noticed that there was the hit stun marker when I was hitting him normally, which means I must have missed the fix for that attack. I don't know if you could make that specific one... You know, you could make that one a roguelite too. Like, you have... And like the extractions are like different like cities or something. Maybe it's like post-apocalyptic, like different cities that are like broken down. Is this up light or F light? That's up light. I need forward light. And oh yeah, see, I think I found the problem. I forgot to connect it. Ooh, a tribal setting could actually work really well too. Because then the other extractions could be like rival tribes. Yeah, I think with like making a game, it's gonna sound like cheap, but you always got to consider how much of it can I just do for like free? Do I like not have to work for? You know those games like West Hunt that use those like you know like the player models in West Hunt? Like they show up literally everywhere because they're like those are free models you could get on like the Unreal Marketplace. You can just use them in your game. That's why so many like really small indie games have those things. And so you can go out during the day and worry about other people, or you go at night and you have to worry about creatures. That's also a cool idea. You have like variety. You can pick. Maybe some extractions are more safe during the day, some are more safe during the night. West Hunt is fire. I'm just yeah, that's not like a dunk on West Hunt. That's just them being smart. They're not wasting their time making a ton of player models when there's a bunch of free ones available for them that they can just use. It's W game development. Yeah, the exact models too. I don't know if they're... I'm assuming... I only know of the Unreal Engine Marketplace, which recently switched to Fab. It used to be on like the Epic app, or not the Epic app, the Epic application / store, and then they moved it to a website called Fab. So... And I think they've also downgraded the stuff you get for free on that. It used to be you could get 5 free things. There were like a list of 5 free things you get a month. Now it's only 3. They downgraded. I need to like look at this and see what I'm thinking. How I'm going to implement this. I'm thinking I go to an attack and I have a true or false value that determines whether, like, it determines when the attack is actually connected. And if it's connected, it'll go through here. Oh, you know what I could also do? All right, hold on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put all of these here, and I'm going to put them in like a big old totem pole. Boom. 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 There you go. That kind of works. Then I'm going to have, if you are able to DI, or if you are in hit stun, all these should go up a little bit just so it's even. There we go. Then a branch. And basically what I want is if, hold up, my mic's in the way. Is it movement checks? Yeah. If you can't move, and you aren't in lag. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. If you can move and you're not in lag, which means you just like normally, you can just use it normally, then it just doesn't it goes through as per regular. Oh, here's one thing. Hold up. Let me real quick before I do anything. Actually, let me just not Boolean. Actually, I don't even need this one. I can just. Oh wait, no. Never mind. Outline. I do need it here. I do need this Boolean, and it needs to be an or. No, not an or. It needs to be an and. I've already made that mistake. It needs to be an and. And what I do is, so we got this. So basically, if you can move and you're not like in the lag of an attack, just standing normally, it does the super move as per usual. But, hold up, I need to make a bunch of variables. First, I need to make a bunch of booleans, which are basically like true or false. You can see it here, like you put it in here and they're either true or they're either false. And I need to have true or false if a light attack has connected, if a heavy attack has connected, special, and super attack. So just 4. So has light hit. Has light hit. I'll just do that. Has light hit, has heavy hit, has special hit, and has super hit. Making variables is definitely like you activate like the caveman in your brain, because they got to be like really like short, but also tell you the important stuff. Has special hit. It's clearly, I mean, it's clearly telling me what I want. Has a light attack or has a super attack connected? Has it like hit the opponent? And they're in hit stun now. So basically, can I like, I can't grab all of them at once. I have to take them out individually. So basically, this is the super attack. Basically, every attack type is going to have this. And basically, what this is going to do This is going to... Hold on, let me put a branch here. We're going to check if any of these except super, because you can't cancel a super into a super. Okay, in hindsight, I did not need to make has super hit, but it's good to know that that exists. I need to check if any of these have hit. Oh, I need to be one of those. Make the creatures of the night strange nocturnal abominations that are weak to light. Oh, they're weak to cypress. They're weak to pomegranates. Gotta spray yourself with pomegranate juice. Let me just... There you go, for organization. There you go. All right, so here's how this is going to play out. So you're in the middle of you hit the super button. You've hit the button to do your super. It checks, do you actually have the ability to do it? Are you blocking? Because you can't do it if you're blocking. Checks, are you in hit stun? If you've been hit, you know, you obviously can't do a super to get out of hit stun. Oh, I burped. So it makes so you didn't super. If you are able to move, so like you haven't done an attack, you can do it normally. Goes through and you do your super. If you can't, like you're in the lag of an attack, it checks. Are you in the middle of hitting your light attack? Or your heavy attack or your special attack? Because all of those you can cancel into a super. Then it checks if you have done it. If it's true, it does the super as normal while canceling. It does the super input, which cancels whatever attack was happening. If it isn't true, then it just doesn't do it as normal. And then for my special moves, I'm going to have the same thing, except just take off has special hit. It's the exact same implementation, but because you can't cancel a special into a special, but you can cancel a light or a heavy attack into a special, and so it does the same thing. And then same with heavy attacks. You can cancel lights into heavies. Boom! Implementation. So make the objective for the early game to get food, cooking supplies, pots and pans and stuff. Oh yeah, have the early game be a different kind of play style than late game. You could also have it be like, as you progress, more people join your little civilization. Because if there's only like 12 of you, you could survive off of just hunting and gathering. But if there's like 100, you might want to set up, you're probably going to need to set up a farm. So like as you grow, as you progress, your playstyle will need to adapt. That's a good idea. Next thing you know, you're building a McDonald's. So everyone can eat McDonald's. Oh my goodness. This is the implementation for the special move. It looks crazy cursed because how you do a dash in my game is you hit the special button while blocking. It's not like its own dedicated button. It's just while blocking, special move. Wait a minute, what? Am I stupid? Why is hitting the special button mean block is being pressed? Shouldn't that be here? These don't go here. Why did I do that? This is the special button, not the block button. Oh, you can have like different starts, like sort of like Elden or like Dark Souls or Elden Ring. You have like different builds you can start with. Hold up, let me put these things where they actually belong, because I clearly block being pressed means that the block button is being pressed, not the special button. Oh, like modifiers. What was that? What was the horror game that added like modifiers in their most recent update? Dead Seat? I remember seeing that all over YouTube. Something like that, where it's like different modifiers that enhance the game. Wait, hold on, let me focus on this for a little bit. So, if you're blocking and you're not dashing, and you hit the special button, it does the dash. Because obviously you can't dash while you're dashing. You got to wait for the dash to end before you can dash again. And then it checks, do you actually have a special attack? And then it does the special input? That should probably come later. It should probably come after all this. So it checks, if you can't move... Hold up, I need to like recreate... Okay, so here's... the actual thing, special input. Here's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I basically just need to recreate, not that, recreate this, but right here. So first off, the special input is coming later. Special input, I'm gonna say you can do special input and super. Yeah. Or, I don't know what I'm saying. Ignore. So, if you are in hit stun, boom. And then down here, a branch. Okay, hold on. I need to put, like, all of this way over here, just so I have room. Alright, then. Oh, dashing is another good one to have down here. Well, if you're dashing, you can't move. Honestly, I don't think it's that big of a deal. Back from the ad break. Sorry, that's happening every hour. I'm just basically putting the super input thing that lets you cancel moves and other moves on the special input. I'm just reordering it. So first off, setting can move to false. Then I need to check, is dashing? I don't think I need to check if you are dashing. You know what, I'll do it anyway. You start with a farm, but you can't eat. Okay, so modifiers like that like change the game as a whole instead of just like the start, or maybe just the start. No, actually, that's more of like an overarching change, like when that impacts everything. Hold on, let me get rid of this or, and let me also add. Now that I'm thinking about it, you should not be dashing. If you are not dashing, I'm adding not dashing because I don't want you to, like, you're in a dash and the dash has a bit of end lag. You can't just act immediately out of it, or not a bit of end, you know, like how you're air dash in like Guilty Gear. You can't immediately. You have to wait like 20 frames before doing an attack. I don't want you to be able to do a super or an attack before that. And then if you're not if you are dashing, so it goes to false. I mean, you're never going to be able to hit something while dashing. So yeah, I guess it checks out. The name of like the start is after the people you're feeding. A normal start is I don't know if I quite understand. Normal start is famished. So like if you have like a preset that's like an easy mode, like people aren't hard to feed. That's like nourished. It's like named nourished. You might have phrased it a bit poorly. Oh, but maybe that's the name of the preset is what you mean? Peckish. I'm quite peckish. Peckish would be easy mode. And like hard mode would be like absolutely starving. I put all right. So here's the thing. I put special input. The way I have implemented it is, well, if this load, please load. It might take a minute. My original design was that you could only cancel a super into like a move into a super. So if I go here, where is it? You'll see while the thing is going, every frame is checking. Have you done a oh wait, no, not there. If you've done a super input, that does that. Here it is. Every time it goes through, it checks, have you done a super input? If you had, it immediately just ends the attack. I don't have that set up for like special inputs or anything. I'm just going to call it a super input. And instead of the super input being like, oh, this is when you hit the super button, it's basically just going to mean this cancels an attack. This is an attack cancel. And so like, even though this is special input, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it wouldn't be too hard to implement. I could put like super input or special input or heavy input. Actually, nah, it's going to be way easier for me. It shouldn't cause anything. It shouldn't be too bad if I just pretend that this is a, where is it? Attack values? Yeah, actually, no, I do have light input, heavy input, special input. Do I want to waste all that time, though? You gonna do what you did last thing I did and write a 22-page Google Doc about it? Dude, that isn't even like... have you ever filled in notebooks with like lore for a game you never intended on making? I've like filled a 120-page notebook with like lore, with like anatomy drawings and stuff. I was hyper fixated on that shit. I think I still have it, but now looking back on it, it looks kind of like corny, like a little cringy. It was a 29-page document. I have done that also for like class. Like I've had to make documents for like character in like writing classes. Like you have to say where the character's from and like basically all like the psychology and how their life went, just so you know how the character would feel given a certain scenario. Where's super input? There it is. Hold on, wait. I almost clicked the wrong version. Boom. Ooh, wait a minute. But then I don't have a way of canceling the super input. You know what? I'm gonna be a responsible developer. I know, first time for me. I'm going to actually implement it correctly and not just cheat by saying everything's a super input if you believe. I'm actually going to implement it correctly. grand total of 12,000 words. What's the longest Google Doc I have? I don't know if I don't really like if I'm being hyper fixated on something, I'm not putting it in a Google Doc. I am writing it down in a giant notebook. Like probably like the nerdiest thing I have. I've been like trying to like relearn, you know, I didn't really pay attention in like school for like high school, like science and stuff. So I've been like relearning like biology and chemistry. And I have about 2 notebooks filled up with just notes from like tutorials on YouTube. I also my school library has like a section. My school library has a section of books that are no longer like on like the library roster, if that's the right word. And basically you can just take them like they're free. It's literally free. So I have a 1,500 page anatomy textbook from the 70s, like literally like 6 feet away from me on my desk. It's called Grey's Anatomy, and it's not like the show. It's like an actual anatomy textbook. And honestly, I love it. It's epic decor. It's very feng shui. The feng shui anatomy textbook. You're gonna spend 13 hours yourself debating to myself about a name. I've done that before. Not necessarily with a name, but I think in one of actually no, in this game I want to make I think the main character, I think it's going to be, the idea is that the main character and their like rival are like twins, and I wanted one of them to be a guy and one of them to be a girl, but I didn't know which one, and I legit spent hours like trying to figure out which one I should choose and how it impact the story. I think the one I'm going for is that the main character is going to be the girl. And the rival slash antagonist is going to be their brother. It's not even really an antagonist. It's more just like an older... That's also kind of the reason I made it. Just kind of the older brother being an older brother. Kind of deal. Like, I love you, but also I'm going to murder you because I'm your brother and that's my job. That kind of relationship. Like, I get to make fun of you all the time, but if someone else does it, I'm beating them up. All right, anyway, that's that one. Now this one. Oh, I forgot about these. I probably should implement this on special and super. Probably. Oh, but if I have this system set up, where do I do that? Oh. Oh, just right here. I'm silly. Yep, and then it checks here, and if not, it goes back up here. All right, basically this is a buffer system. So, you know, like you're in end lag, you do an attack, but you were like a frame too early. You don't want it to not come out. You want it to come out when you finish, when the attack finishes, right? Like, let's say your light attack has 30 frames, and on frame 28 of it, you hit another attack button. If there was no buffer, your input would just not come out, and you would only do one attack. But if you had a buffer, then you know, it'll like hold the input for when you finish. And right now I have the input buffer set to 10 frames. This is like the number of frames. I can increase this, I can decrease this, I can do whatever I want. But I just realized the buffer only exists on these and not the special move. Or the super move, for that matter. Placeholder name is Starvation. Ooh. That could be good. I will say though, that does coincide with like, or I guess I don't know, that's the right word. Starvation is also the name of the hard mode you made. Maybe like famine. Famine might be a good one. I can just copy paste this. I don't need to re-implement it. I can just do a. I can do a boo-womp. Then I can do a boo-womp. Hold on, let me put these like down here. Then I can take this back up here. Like I'll put it there. Name the intended difficulty after the game. Oh yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess that works. Also, I just realized that I have the fighting game tag under my thing. I mean, technically, I'm making a fighting game. I'll keep the tag there. I won't delete it. Yeah, I guess you could. Starvation will still work. Now that I think about it. I put that there and then drag this down. All right, this looks a little messy, but there you go. That's a bit cleaner, I guess. Hold on. Oh, there you go. That's cleaner. So you do your special attack. It checks if you have it. If you're in hit stun, it doesn't do it. If you can move and you're not in lag or you're not dashing or anything, it goes through. If you are, it checks if you have actually done like the stuff you need to be able to cancel the move. If you've hit a light attack, you can do a special attack. You can cancel it. If you've done that, then it does it as normal. If not, it has a buffer window in case you hit the button and you were just a little late on like doing it, like doing a super after, like doing a special after a special. If you're like a little bit late, it has a buffer window that keeps going through here and checking all that, checking when you can move and checking if you've actually hit that. And if 10 frames go by, the full buffer, and it doesn't work, then it just cancels. Boom. Implemented. So your days to make a daytime nighttime scavenging completely different in how you survive them. Yeah, maybe instead of like maybe like not like a day night cycle, but like you can choose which, like, like in your village there's a bed, and sort of like how in like the old Legend of Zelda games you could play a song that switches it from day to night and night to day. Like you can go to the bed and sleep and like wake up during the night or during the day. Then of course you could also just have a regular night cycle. Oh, you could also just have a night cycle on top of that. And just, you could like sleep through it if you want to make it go faster. All right, hold on. This needs to go that way, and then I take that and go this way. Move this over here. Do that. Wait for that to load in, and then boom. Bump. Pow. Put this down here. And then maybe do a bit of that. Maybe put that a little bit farther away. There we go. And then all of this can come back. And this can be closer. There we go. Now I just need to actually implement this system on these guys. I think a good way to design monsters is to base you could like base them on the five senses, you know, like each of them has a weakness that is one of their five senses. Like one of them can't see, one of them can't hear, one of them I guess can't smell. I don't know how important that would be. One of them mostly just like sight and touch or sight and sound. Those are like the big weaknesses a monster might have. Oh yeah. Oh, maybe they have like echolocation. And so if you that's like the clicking noise. They're using echolocation. You gotta pretend to be a tree or something. You know, like like with a bear. Bears are famous for using echolocation. Alright, hold on. Let me fix this first. Candy eye. Put that there. Also, I did not mean to hit add pin. Like the Wendigos from Until Dawn. I haven't played Until Dawn. I think I've seen a couple clips. Isn't that the one where like somewhere in the intro you like hunt a rabbit? I've seen the clip of like a woman crying because of the clip, because the rabbit died. They can only see the thing when it moves. Ah, that's it. They have they have momentum vision. Ooh, maybe you could give a monster that can only smell and it's completely not a threat unless you like step in like mud or something stinky and then it can smell you. Also, I do not want super input there. That's probably also what was making me able to just cancel every time. Is it the same here? No. It was literally only for this. W. All I need is dashing. I know I'm quite dashing. Then this is an and bull. I just realized all of this is pointless. You can't cancel. Hold up, I have to like control Z a bunch. Make monster numero dos a bit different. It's stuff you can walk through that makes noise, but you walk through it too much and it shows up. Oh, it's like their home. It's like clownfish in sea anemone. I'm just control Zing a bunch because I forgot you can't cancel anything into a light attack. They're just light attacks. It's the heavy attacks that you can cancel stuff into. Boosh. Boo-womp. Put this back. There we go. Here's what I need. Why is that there? I'm just gonna leave you there. I don't know why you're there. All right. This I'm gonna put over there. I don't trust it. So first off, first order of business, can you DI? Also, do you have a heavy attack? Dash, heavy attack, shield, reflect. Oh yeah, this was something that was also cut content because I changed it. You used to have like a second dash that had a hitbox. I changed it to be a reflector. One, because it's kind of having two dashes you could use while in the air was kind of broken, and also the code for it was super buggy and I didn't want to deal with it. But mostly the second one. All right, and then this one, you are not in lag, and you are not. Where's the button? Where is the button? Is dashing. Is also. Oh, swallow. Also not true. If neither of these are true, then subjects, are you able to DI? I should probably put this way over here. If you are the don't, boom. If none of these are true, then it goes on as normal. Branch, which goes down to here. I should probably have these lower. Hold up. Break that link. Then I need go down here to get has light hit. If it is true, that goes up there. And then all right, it's coming along. This could just be right there. I could raise this up a bit. There we go. Okay, so you make so some locations are covered what looks like black liquid. As you step through it, the thing awakens. You have to plan your steps carefully. Oh, so it's like depending on how many steps you take, it'll like wake up and murder you. Randomly appear. You can hear it breathing sometimes. If you turn around, it will. Oh, it's like the weeping angel. The weeping angel enemies are always so scary. I remember watching that episode as a kid when I was like probably 11 years old. Dude, I was terrified. I was pissing my pants. Well, not literally, but like I was scared. I was freaked out. So hold on real quick. Heavy input, when have I ever actually used this? Find references. If you have a weapon, you can hit it and it'll skitter away. It is harmless unless you... Oh, unless you walk backwards into it. Where do I set heavy input? Oh, I set it in the old heavy dash. That's where I use it. Boom, boom, boom. I see. This I forgot. I also made the unused code section. What's this? Oh, the heavy dash attack, and then this is the camera cube camera correction. Oh, I know what that is. Anyway, back to this. I need to set after this. Hold on. Oh, I forgot those also don't have that. I should probably put the attack buffer timer resetting back to 0 there as well on the super and special input. And then set heavy input to true. Then when it fails, set heavy input to false. And put this bad boy up there. And let's make it wide. Just so it's, I don't want to make having all these like lines everywhere can be confusing. I don't want it to turn into spaghetti code too fast. And let me make it like boom, and then there we go. That there, and there we go. That is readable. I can read this. So you do your heavy attack. It checks if you actually have it. Then it checks if you're blocking or and not heavy dashing. I wonder if that might be cut content. I don't know, but basically, if it's cut content, you will never be heavy dashing. So pretty much, are you not blocking? If you're not blocking, checks if you're in hit stun. If you're not in hit stun, if you're in hit stun, it just won't do the attack. If you are in hit stun, or if you aren't in hit stun, it checks if all these are true, if you can move and everything, it just does the attack. If not, it checks if you have if you've done the necessary things to cancel it out of a light attack. Like if you've hit someone with a light attack, you are able to do the move to cancel it. And if not, it does the buffer. All right, hold on. Then I need to fix this. I need to put attack buffer timer. Where are my timers at? Buffers and timers. Attack buffer timer. Here we go. Put that like right there, and then move all of these back. Oh, I should not have Control Z. It's gonna take forever. Oh, never mind. It didn't take that long. Boom, boom, and then move all of these back. There we go. And we are setting this to 0. I always got to set your variables to 0 when you're not using them, so they don't like overflow or like carry over when you don't want them to. Very important. Let's move these back. And there we go. Boosh. 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 Attack buffer timer. So it's only ever not 0 when this is going on. Because when it ends, it sets it regular, and then if it just doesn't even activate it, sets it to 0. Yes. There will never be a moment where this is above 0 and not doing this. The site-based one you're naming the Chatterer. He's always yapping. Is that the one that like whispers behind you? The one that doesn't move when you look at it? He's always whispering on your neck. All freaky like. He's always yammering. That's when you gotta stop moving if you hear. Oh, that's the one that's like the Wendigo. I'm assuming that Clicker is already taken, probably, by some like piece of media. Or aren't those what the zombies are called in The Last of Us? So yeah, you can't really take Clicker, which also kind of sounds like a slur. I should probably stop saying it. It feels wrong to say. So I don't want to have that open. As they go on, more and more show up, and you have to deal with each other at a time. The Last of Us claimed the Clicker. No. All right, so notice super input. And actually, wait, before I do anything, let me... Oh no, I should do more. Okay, the first thing I should do, I should go through every attack. Let me go all the way up the top. So I start with the easier attacks. So it throws out the attack. It checks if it's hit anyone, and if it has hit anyone, for each person it's hit. Or actually, no, it just needs to check if it's hit anyone. It doesn't even do the first time it hit someone. If it has hit someone, we set has light hit to true. Right? Or no, here. I'll replace the can hit. I used to, if you don't know what hitfall is, that's in Rivals of Ether. Basically, if you hit a rising air attack, you can instantly hit down to drop to the floor instead of having to go up more. I tried putting that in my game. It was very broken and I didn't like how it felt, so I took it out. So I could probably just replace it. So I put has light hit, and I can take this out. We ain't using it. And we set that to true. So as long as this has hit something once, for the duration of the attack until you run out of attack, yeah, until the attack finishes, which is the first thing it's gonna do once the attack finishes. Boom. So from the time the attack first does damage to someone, because this is the moment, this is like hit stop, hit stop. Boom. You got light hit. Hit stop happens. Damage is dealt. And then it goes through the attack. And then once your end lag is over, it sets this to false. So from the moment you hit it to the moment you're out of end lag, you can cancel it into a heavy special or super move. I'm going to put it on the one below it, and then I'm going to try it out just to make sure it works. Oh, holy implementation. Where do I put this? It's like nowhere for me to put this. Hold on, let me take that, move that. I need to like move this back. There you go, I can put it right there. Boom, light hit has connected. And then I go to this, move that out of the way, and then there. Now, you just need creatures based on taste and smell. They taste you. If you taste funky, they spit you out. But if you taste delicious, they eat you. So you gotta like cover yourself in like mud and stuff. So they don't like how you taste. If you have a smell one, call him the sniffer. He sniffs you. All right, let's test to see if my implementation worked. I haven't tested stuff in a while. Okay, so first off. Yep. I can't cancel moves with my special. But if I hit this move, I can cancel it. Hold on, wait a minute. Okay, never mind. I messed up my implementation. That shit didn't work. This is the right attack, right? Yeah, this is the neutral light attack. You throw out the hitbox. It hits someone. And then they have... oh, you know what I could do? Hold on. Just for testing purposes... I forgot I had that active. Hold on. Take that out. Don't need that. Don't need that either. So your idea for smell is to give every item a scent rating? Oh, and then the smellier the item, the more it attracts the monster. Bloodhound is a good name. You can't call it the sniffer. Honestly, Bloodhound's probably a better name. Boom, and then... light has hit. There you go. So every time this is true, it'll print it out and it's checking every frame. Just so I can make sure that my implementation, because I gotta see, is my implementation bad with the attacks, or is my implementation bad with the cancel ability of it? Which bit did I mess up on? I messed up on one of them. All right, I didn't mess up that bit, which, you know. Oh, I know what I didn't do. Wait, no, hold on, wait a minute. Hold on a minute. Let me save. Let me go to the action graph. Basically, it can be killed very easily, and it gives meat with no scent that's highly filling if you kill it. But I'm waiting for the but. Oh, if it's rotten meat. Don't eat the rotten meat. If any of these are true, it works. So clearly it's not getting here. Hold on, wait a minute. Let me try something. Print string. I'm just gonna put like a super long, like that, just so I see it compared. I can see it even though the other stuff is going on. It's very poisonous, like borderline just acid. It just burns you. You got that gluten-free meat. It's not glutening properly. All right, let me test this out. Oh, I might be a little bit autistic. So basically, I have it set up so I have to hit the number buttons to active, because I have it for like a Metroidvania, you want to unlock these upgrades. So I have that implemented, and so basically you don't have a power up until you unlock it. And I just have the unlock bounded to the numpad right now, just for ease. I didn't have the super unlocked. I forgot to hit the button for it. I'm just a silly little guy. My implementation worked perfectly fine. I probably should have gotten rid of the one in the tick graph too. I'm just a little goober guy. I messed up a bit. But if I actually give myself all the abilities I'm supposed to have, and then hit the button, there you go. It cancels. All right, so it cancels into a special move. Oh, but it won't cancel into any of the other moves because I haven't programmed. Hold up, I'll show you. I haven't programmed. Hold up. I can hear the drum roll playing in my head. This is like a kind of thing. It's playing in my head once it loads. I haven't programmed. Come on. Dude, load, please. This bit yet. Right now it's just super input. It's as simple as going up here. Don't need that open anymore. Not that one. Wait, which one is it? Attack values? Yeah, attack values. Then adding these two to them. So on light moves, it's these two and special moves. On just heavy moves, it's just special and input and super input. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have my own Boolean. Boolean. That's actually a fun word to say, Boolean. The one that stays behind you. Ooh, I have an idea. What if that one, like, it only will target you if you're, like, separated from, like, a group of people? And it's called, like, a lone wolf because you're, like, alone when it attacks. And maybe it's, like, a wolf or something. I don't know. Boom, boom, boom. So there we go. So this is what dictates basically when the move actually gets canceled. And now it works with all of those. And I'll have to do it with this one too. Super input, special input, heavy input, or Boolean. Oh, you plan for it to be a single player game. Oh, okay. Yeah, to be fair, I've tried to add multiplayer to a game. It is freaking black magic. Adding multiplayer to games, even just local multiplayer, I don't understand how it works at all. It's sorcery. You have to, like, sacrifice blood to Gabe Newell or something. To the game dev gods to get your multiplayer client side. I mean, I'm saying that assuming you're not using, like, a server. Because when I think of multiplayer, like, for, like, an indie game, I think of literally just, like, internet connection. Like, it's just connecting you. It's connecting a host to clients. Like, one player is the host, everyone else is a client, and you just have to communicate information between those computers. And I don't understand how it works at all. Oh, this should actually be lowered down. Then, oh, one thing I'm going to change about my balance is I'm going to make all the attacks have, like, you know, like a pretty decent amount of end lag. So it's going to be hard to combo into them unless you use the cancels. Is this the kind of thing that's going to take a while if I Control C, Control V it? Let me test it. You have the names for all of them except the one? Which one do you not have a name for? Oh my gosh. And these. And there's super input. Alright, hold on. Is this slow? This is a mess. This right here is spaghetti code. This is it literally looks like spaghetti. I'm feeling. I think it was a bit faster. And then get rid of that. And put my spaghetti code on its pretty little pedestal. Oh, and then I also need to add... I should probably put all of these in attack values. You can put, like, little categories for all your variables, so they're in their neat little folders. And I think I need to put all of these in attack values. Sight is Chatterer, hearing is Hibernator, taste is Whelp, smell is Bloodhound. And the last one is the last one the Weeping Angel kind of the guy? Kind of fella? Wow, this is taking forever to load. None for touch. What was the touch enemy if you've made it or like designed it or like thought of it? That one's the touch one. Perhaps Weeper? Nah. I was thinking that because that's like is kind of based off of the Weeping Angels kind of. Yeah, the Weeping Angel. Maybe Weeper? Maybe Crier? I don't know. Maybe like Scaredy Cat because he kind of freezes up. when you get close to him. So socially awkward. He's literally just me. I'm like following you around a little bit, but if you try to have a conversation, I get scared. I get freaked out. Once that finishes, I'm going to save because Unreal Engine has crashed on me way too many times while I had like hours of work not saved for me not to. It has I can't go longer than 15 minutes without saving. Like I start freaking out. Like I start going schizo mode. Calling it a coward kind of funny. I think coward could work. Just call him a little scaredy cat. Calling him a coward. And then let us implement the doohickey. What the hell? Why is this here? Oh, right. I know why this is here. For whatever reason, on really fast attacks, hit stop like just completely breaks. For some reason. Ignore that this is a negative value of hit stop. So I just ignored it. And honestly, on like really like fast shredding moves, like think like Chip's down kick, like aerial down kick. Honestly, you really don't need too much hit stun for it. No one's really like a hit stop for it. No one's really gonna notice. You know, it's not too big of a deal. And just put that in there. However, the finisher, this one, because this one has like a finisher attack. People will notice if the finisher attack doesn't have hit stop, and it's gonna feel awkward. So I got to put it on the finisher, which is right there. Get that out of there. We do not need hit falling in this game. Specifically, there are already enough combo mechanics. Oh yeah, I only need to do it once for the attack finish. It, I mean, every enemy should be a threat in some way, shape, or form. So yeah, maybe it might not like kill you, but it does a bunch of damage or something. I'm not too big of a fan of like one-shot enemies that just like murder you. Like two-shot is like extreme, but it's fair. One shot is like, bro, I didn't even stand a chance. This to pair with the chatterer. Oh, so you can't walk backwards into it, but you have to look at the other guy. A really interesting element that I like seeing in games, but I know it's kind of hard to implement, is having enemies be able to attack each other. So like the world feels like more natural. Like it's actually they're just like animals protecting territory. Like it doesn't matter if you're a player or another monster. Get out of my house, kind of deal. But I also know that just like creating a CPU AI that like detects player stuff and reacts to the player is already hard enough. Adding on top of that, it reacting to other monsters and having different cases for each monster is just so much work that like I never really expect to see it in a game, but when I do see it, I'm like, yes. I think of like when the like in the Tears of the Kingdom when moblins can pick up a goblins and throw them at you. I think of that. Cowards don't move unless you do, but they will panic and run away if a hibernator shows up. That all, yeah, that could be a cool idea. They're like the scavengers of the ecosystem. Like once they'll try to pick at you, but like once the big dog comes around, it's like, oh, gotta skedaddle. Gotta get out of here. And there we go. Well, this is actually going to take forever. It's been like 20 minutes. I've only gotten 2 of my like 15 attacks done. Not 2. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then 1, 2. But like these next 2 are going to take forever because they have like 6 different elements in them. It might take a while. All you can do is keep a high head. Timer 25. What's this one? Why does this one not have... Oh, okay, I see. Oh, I see why, because always been back there. Okay, I understand why this exists. Let me put it down lower so I can deal with it in a different way. Sometimes you might misstep while looking at a coward and accidentally walk into glass. Ooh, yeah. Having to like split attention between 2 different things is always tough. Yeah. I think definitely if you're making enemies that can like cooperate together, you always gotta make sure that they're not too difficult to deal with by themselves. Like by themselves, they gotta be pretty easy to deal with, but then once they're together, it becomes tricky. Because if they're already tricky to deal with on their own, dealing with them together is like impossible. And then put there, and then put it here. By themselves, the only one that are like real problems are hibernators. Yeah. But like I feel the hibernators are the ones where like if you step in the glass or whatever, you like wake them up, right? So as long as like they're not too close, like as long as like I feel like the difficulty of a hibernator would depend more on like map design. Like because if the glass is in a completely irrelevant area that you never go to, it's not really much of a problem. But if it's like right on the objective, then it's a problem. The bloodhounds are completely deaf, blind, and numb. They gotta smell ya. They gotta use their big old snoot, their big old sniffer. I'm gonna put my controller actually down. I don't know why I'm holding it on my leg. I'm not gonna be testing stuff for like 30 minutes. Because I gotta implement all this. So that one, and then... Oh, actually it won't be too bad, because the one part I have to control V, control C, control V is here. And then the other ones are just adding the has light hit. How many you got to be attentive for? Also, some actions like opening a really creaky door can cause... Oh, okay. So it's not just like the area they're in. the specific like glass on the floor kind of thing. Oh, they require multiple loud sounds. Will there be like a sound cue when you've partially woken them up? So you like you've done it. Like you messed up. You got to be careful. 'Cause I feel like that's a very importante thing to add. Super input. Oh, I just realized I should also put that thing here and put that on all of them. I didn't consider this. These are multiple lessons for waiting. There was one when it awakened, then soon coming. Okay. All right, let's add all of this. Ad break. Release me. No, it's not that one. It's all the way up there. So boosh. Boosh. No, I don't want all those. Oh, that all of them? And then right here. And let me fix all this other stuff. Because I have to add it for these things. Yippee! Oh, is that back over? Probably should have gone to the bathroom during the ad break. Because I gotta go to the bathroom a little bit. But I'm almost halfway done with fixing the implementation. And once it's fully in, it should be kind of crazy. We're doing sick combos and stuff. And oh my goodness, this whole the way this thing is implemented is so messy. This is like a multi-hit, sort of like Chips. I think I said earlier, like Chips Aerial 2K. So all of these are each individual hitbox that comes out just being repeated over and over again. So it's a bit messy, but it functions well enough. One thing I gotta figure out how to add in this game is I've noticed if the frame rate drops below 30 frames per second, the physics like stops working. Like the physics of the game like break. I gotta find a way to like lock it at 60 FPS. Which I think is fair because I'm making it like this game is gonna have like 2D sprites and stuff. It has some 3D objects that are basically just defaults in Unreal Engine. Nothing like I've actually made, but I want the game to be all like sprite work, like Hollow Knight. And I think it's fair to assume that if I'm making the game with sprite work, it will be optimized enough that like visually optimized enough that it can run at 60 FPS on most machines, if not all. Like for example, with a lower frame rate, your jumps go higher, and with a higher frame rate, your jumps go lower for some reason. So running the game at like 120 FPS compared to 60 FPS means that you're getting half jump height, like half the maximum jump height, which obviously isn't good. And I've tried fixing it and nothing has worked. I think the easiest solution is just have a fixed frame rate. You're gonna add a downside to hitting cowards to scare them away. How? What's the downside? Oh, and then they scream and then run, so like it might wake up a hibernator. That's a good idea. Yeah, because even if you don't hit them away, you could still just like be if as long as you're aware of them, you can deal with them without hitting them. It's just less mentally strenuous if you can just hit them away. But like being able to put the player in a position where they don't want to hit it, it provides intriguing gameplay. Move that away. All right, so I'm halfway done with implementation. Also, don't worry about these attacks. Those are grabs, and like the attack that comes out of a grab. Those cannot be canceled with a super, so I'm not worried about them. I'm not like putting any of these stuff. You can hear breathing and a second foot of footsteps behind you. They just want to know if you got games on your phone. They're like your little cousin at a family reunion. You got games on your phone? Can I play Clash Royale? They just want to play Clash of Clans. Oh, autosave. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think the autosave feature really works in Unreal Engine. I'm gonna be honest. I just haven't noticed. Like I've gone hours with no save, but autosaves, the engine crashes, it reverts hours of progress. Like the autosaves didn't help. All right, so I got one, two. I got this one, the back air, and then the two heavy attacks. I'm gonna finish implementing this, and then I'm not even gonna make sure it works. I'm just gonna go to the bathroom. But first, I gotta do this. We gotta do God's work. Boo womp, boo doo doo womp, boo doo doo womp, boo womp, boo womp, boo ba doo womp, boo ba doo womp, boo womp, boo womp, boo ba doo womp. I just realized I don't actually need. I can put this over here. Boom. I don't need to copy and paste twice. Perfect. And then get rid of this fella. Place it with this fella. And do that over here. And boosh. I don't know why I said like boosh like it was some epic thing. I literally just I literally just put in a node. It wasn't some cinematic thing. But nonetheless, boosh. And let's do it on all these ones. The idea for Bloodhound is you need to either have an escape plan ready, or if it starts chasing you, or to carry stuff that would be scent negative, like flowers. You could maybe you can give him flowers. You could like what if you could like stick the flowers in like their nose and then like they can't smell you anymore because they're just like carrying around in their nostrils. It's like a flower vase, but it's a bloodhound nose. That's from testing. That print is not important. Not that. That. There we go. And put that in there. Raw meat. It's like scent flies stuff like lavender will be sent negative. So if you have like meat, but you have flowers next to it, they like cancel out. You don't want to be smelly. The last thing you want to be is smelly. Ooh, what if you had like items that are like have a really high scent value that you can like throw far away to like throw to like distract them? There, and then put that there. All right, I'm almost done. I've got this one, which will not take very long. At all. Why is that down there? This will not take very long at all, but the heavy ones might take a bit. And then I'm gonna go to the bathroom and just pray that my implementation worked without testing it. As all good programmers should. There's no need to test your code. Just pray it works. Jesus will solve your code. He'll find a way. Making more based on the 7 deadly sins. That I think that honestly I like that trope personally in like fiction and stuff, like the 7 deadly sins as like monsters. I think whenever I see it, I see like gluttony being like a fat guy, you know? I like the idea where like the monster that struggles with a sin, like that's like their attributed sin. That's like they they have something where they desire it. Like instead of gluttony being a fat guy, gluttony is like a bone skinny guy that's malnourished, so he wants to like eat a lot. Stuff like that. I personally like that approach a bit more. But I think that one's just down to taste. Down to preference. Also, since I am basing this game, the comment on this game, pretty much mostly off of Smash Bros. With some like influence from like Guilty Gear, there will be the back airs. You'll have the cursed back airs that you can the attack that only works when you're facing away from the opponent because there's no auto turnaround. Yeah, yeah, it's like docile once you feed it something. Yeah, like the sins aren't like they're like the sins aren't like what makes them a monster, but like it's their weakness. It's like how you beat them. You beat the gluttony monster by making him a glutton, and then he's like docile. What am I looking at here? What is this implementation? All right, check this out. Boom. Grab the super input, grab the special input, and because these are heavy attacks, you can't cancel them with a heavy. Why did I put a bracket? I need an Orbulian. Boom, 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 boom. Bada bing boom pow. Hold on. Wait a minute. Something ain't right. There should be a sequence there that resets. Wait, what resets these then? Not that. Oh, literally nothing. This attack only works once. I need to fix that. Yeah, indulge their sins and they'll become peaceful. It's a little, it feels a little immoral, but they're also trying to kill you, so I feel like it's fair. Let me put this down here and then put this up here and then make this a la sequence. And then I'll put the small one in the reset. And how does it do it up here? Sequence that goes into another sequence that just does both of the resets up there. So boom, boom. And this goes up into a sequence. There's a lot of sequences. That's a sequence. What am I? And which goes into that. And this goes into that. I have no idea how I haven't noticed this move not working before. It's a classic programmer thing. You go from how is my code not working to how did my code ever work in the first place once you find the answer. Oh, I shouldn't have compiled. Now it's going to take forever. I should have waited till I finished. I got excited. Well, that didn't take too long. Yeah, greed is like Golem. He's not some like rich, affluent nobleman. He's like a little gremlin peasant guy who just wants shiny stuff. I will save though. Why'd I do this one first? I will. Go here. Wait, what? I did this in a weird order. Move all of these out of the way. How would I make envy? Maybe they're just like jealous of maybe if you have like a lot of stuff, they're like jealous, or if you look pretty, I don't know. And so you have to like make yourself look ugly, and then they won't be jealous anymore. Or maybe they like they're envious of you, so they keep trying to steal your stuff. And they're just like an ever-present annoyance you have to take care of because they want to steal your stuff. Also, wait, this isn't a light hit. This is a heavy hit. Maybe it's like the baby in Repo who just keeps trying to steal your stuff for no reason because they're a freaking freeloader. They're just jelly of you. They want to steal your stuff. They want to bring you down to their level. I need to put that up there. You can smack it to go away. Making it smack it to go away is better than what Repo did, where it just doesn't ever go away until you kill it. And if you have nothing to kill it, you just like moan. You have to deal with it. Like an abusive relationship with a baby. I'm getting bullied by a baby in Repo. Like a literal child. A literal juvenile. Where is it? Heavy hit. Some heavy hitters. Heavy swingers. It's baseball. I'm talking about baseball. I'm the swinger for the LA Dodgers. I love baseball. Q. Technically, both are right. You can spell Q. Actually, which way is the correct way to spell Q? Q for a game. Like that kind of Q, like a list. I think you spelled it right the first time. I think the second one you put is K, like K, like Spanish for what? Yeah, I'm bilingual. I know Ola and Rojo, and that's it. I'm practically bilingual. When a PG site will become slightly like staticky, as you look around, the static will either become it's like Slender Man. What was what's the joke? Slender Man and his gay cousin Gender Man. I love you, Gender Man. W character. Everyone loves him. Oh no, it was I love Mentor Man. We're gonna put into Orbulian. I love saying that word. It's my new favorite word. You need the static to be weak, or else you get like, well, first off, if the static is strong, you can't see. So that's reason number one, you need it to be weak. And reason number two is you don't want to freaking die. Yeah, put it there. Okay. Double checking. Yeah, the higher the static, the more death juice you will be inflicted upon ye. Death juice will be inflicted upon ye. You don't have a choice. All right, put that down there. All right. Fine. Oh, that's what that is. Okay, I don't know why I did it like that. But That should be it. I've implemented it. Name it hallucination or some shit. Name it tripping on acid. I'm tripping on shrooms and doing acid. There should be an enemy in the game that just roofies your drink. That's all it does. Like if you got a water bottle, it like laces it with something. It puts fentanyl in your soda or something devious. It's like not to any benefit of the monster either. It just does it because it can. It got bored. Also, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be back in a little bit. Oh, I'm gonna refill my water bottle. Okay, I'm back. Also, I just realized I had headphones on the whole time. There was no sound playing. I did not need headphones on. Let us test to make sure this works. So boom, boom, boom. Oh wait, I have to actually do that. That does super, and that does the super, and then I boosh. So if I hold on, those aren't going away. I may have done something a little wrong. Oh, they're just staying there forever. I did something. I'm guessing what I did wrong is that one of these attacks has that set to true. Nope. 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 And that one. Not that one. You have an American friend who just said "hola," as they say in the beautiful French language. Uh, as a person who isn't French, I can confirm that's French. All right, now why didn't that work? Why did I save? I didn't change anything. So 9. I forgot to actually do all that. 9. Boom. Does that, but if I boom, boom. Okay, that only happened when I canceled it with a heavy attack. What if I cancel it with a special? Okay, that works perfectly fine. Wait a minute. Hold on. I think I know what I did wrong. An action graph. In these ones, after the thing comes out, it ends the input. And same here. Does a special input, and then does it again for some reason? I don't know what. I must have messed that up. Oh well, it doesn't matter. And then it ends the move. On the heavy slash, I call it heavy slash. It never ends the move. Where is it? Heavy input? I could just do this. Will this work? Will this do the do? It should. Right? This should work. Should la fonction. I sure hope my game don't break. But this should fix the problem. Because the other attacks are working perfectly normal. But there we go. And then I did not mean to grab there. And he's frozen there. Boom, boom. It did not fix the problem at all. All right, real quick. Let me make sure that... Does this work if I do... I do... Oh, and then it buffers too. That's great. Oh, and then I am permanently... Why is it doing that? Has light hit. Has light hit. You can cancel it. That is, of course, true. Then heavy input, heavy input, heavy input. I don't think we ever set light input. Oh, I guess we do up here. But, why is the game just... It doesn't finish the attack and set it to false. But why? Let's go all the way up to the top. I know it wasn't working with the standing jab. The stand and punch. So, let's just run through it. You go here, you hit the attack, and this gets set to true. And then... Yada yada, this plays out, and sometime along here, you do a heavy input, and these both get set to true. So it goes up here, true, into all of the attack finish stuff. And then it plays the timer finish, which is up here, which sets has light hit to false. And then in lag and can move and all that good stuff. All the normal stuff it does to make sure you can actually play the game. Oh, and there's also can hit fall that we never use. So, why does it say that has light is set to infinity true? Wait a minute, hold on. I have. What if it's not the light that's the problem? But it is this that's the problem. Has heavy hit. Has heavy hit. Has heavy hit. Has heavy hit. Okay, it doesn't look like these are the problem. Has heavy hit. Has heavy hit. Oh. Okay, well, it's a problem here. I wasn't actually done with this bit. I lied. I didn't realize this was not finished. Well, let me just real quickly finish. Oh, you got salt and vinegar chips? W. I don't think I've ever really had salt and vinegar chips. I like it like potato chips, like Ruffles. Also, I just noticed I was looking at the wrong doohickey. So has light hit is true, and this is also has light hit. And this, so this is the grounded version, right? Yeah, grounded neutral light. It checks on what makes it true. Then attack finished, and then do the timer finish. And it goes through all the things that make sure you can actually my brain. I'm having a brain blast. And by blast, I mean I'm literally having an aneurysm. My brain is exploding. Why is this not work? Has light hit? And I cancel it into a heavy attack. It's not breaking for the special attacks, nor is it breaking for the super attacks. Just the heavy attacks. See, that works normally. That works normally. But if I Oh wait, I'm stupid. If I... What? Okay. That was really late. Oh, and then he died. Holy moly, why did he go that high? Light has hit. Oh, I have a solution. Event graph. Basically, if you can move, it means you're not in the middle of attacking someone. So that means is that all of these, hold up. If you can move and you can't DI, actually doesn't matter if you can actually no yeah, if you can DI. If you can't move, oh no, but actually lag. No, if you can move and you're no, if you can move or you can DI or bool or boolean, then every has hit must be false. Like there's no way it ain't. Like all of these gotta be false. Then put a custom event. What should I name the custom event? Uh, has has attack hit. Reset. I think that's a good name. Has attack hit reset because it's like has light hit has all that, and put a comment over it so I can has reset. Then go to the tick graph and put it in. Boom. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Hello? Why is it super... Why is my button not working? Alright, well, I broke something. Well, I fixed the problem. F super input. I don't know why that's there. That doesn't need to be there. I should not have. I did not mean to press promote to variable. Control Z that. I meant to remove pin. I mean, I got like an hour left, and that's all I really wanted to do for the game right now. I need to start making lists like throughout the week because I think of stuff I don't do throughout the week that would be good for the game. But now I'm drawing a blank. This is the only thing I could remember was making the combo system, and it functions. The buttons work. I mean, nothing's balanced, so it doesn't like it feels a little clunky. But I think that's just more of a balancing issue than a. Hold on. Why is that not working? Why is this not working? I thought I just fixed it. Gobbledygook. And compile and save. Okay, so it came out. It's doing the. I probably should have put this after. I probably should have put that after. So it is going here. But is it actually saying this is true? I mean, clearly it is true. I swear, if it says it isn't true, but then it's doing it anyway, I'm going to flip out. I might flip a little bit. Do a bit of flippage. Okay, so it's saying it's happening. Let me just run through the code. So, this is working. It's going through here. Going up here to heavy input. Going through here. Uh, is it? Hold on. Is it like for whatever reason goofing up here? Okay, so it is actually going to probably neutral heavy attack. Let's just double click on it to jump to it. That's not where I want to be. Jump there, jump there. Oh, I see the problem. I have found the problem. This is redundant. And then everything else is normal. And also, I'm just gonna say, I think I found a different problem. Completely unrelated to this, but it would be very good to get it done with if this actually ends up being correct. Oh my head, I have to go to the bathroom. I'm gonna be honest, I went to the bathroom, but I didn't actually like go to the bathroom. It was like, like when you gotta like you feel like you gotta take a poop. But like the moment you get to the toilet, like, oh, you don't have to do it anymore. Like nothing will come out. But then the moment you sit back down in your chair, it's like, oh, you gotta go poop again. I think I got a problem. Oh, wait, it finished compiling. My 8 GB blueprint finished compiling. It's not 8 GB. I still don't think it is. I hope it isn't. Alright, let's check. Does it work now? Boom. And special hit. Right? Oh, I guess I haven't done that for special hits yet. Oh, I haven't actually fixed on that one yet. Okay, it worked. No, literally the exact thing that's happening I was saying. I went from why is my code not working to how did it ever work in the first place? Because now that I'm looking at this is completely redundant. It's actually making it so that my things don't work. I should just remove it. I'll keep it on the light attacks. I'll keep it on the light attacks because... Actually, hold on. Put it back. I'll keep it on the light attacks because you'll never cancel something into a light attack anyway. But... I should put a comment above it telling myself that if this is a light attack, disconnect. If it's light attack, disconnect, false statement. Or actually, I say if not light attack, if heavy special or super attack, delete if statement, delete branch. Like we don't need the branch. It's just screwing everything up. It is redundant in the first place because I do the can move check earlier. Oh, I bet it's a product of earlier in development when I didn't have the can move check before. So why is this? I hit Control Z. Why are you not Control Zing? It was probably from earlier in development. Sorry, I swear I heard someone like make like the door unlocking noise, so I thought someone unlocked my door, but it came from my like window on the 5th story of an apartment. Don't worry. I think I just like hit something weird and it made a similar noise. Like, no one is outside my fifth story window. Don't worry. All right, but do this. Comment. Put if heavy special super delete branch because it's just screwing everything up. If heavy special or super. Oh, hold on. I forgot I have to. Delete branch. Boosh. Nabia. Oh, that's nice. I don't have shit for these. All right, now I'm going to the bathroom. Actually, wait, hold up. Save and then compile, and then I go to the bathroom and do bathroom business. Hold on, wait a minute. Oh, ooh, that shouldn't be there. I'll deal with that later. I will deal with that later. Right, well, it's happening again. I had to go to the bathroom, and then the moment I sit in the toilet, I apparently don't have to go to the bathroom anymore. Yippee! This shouldn't be there. Right? It's this one. Attack timer connections? Or no, no, it should be there. Because these ones are specifically the connections, not how they happen. So nope, never mind. I said something was wrong. I was the one who was wrong. It all checks out. Well, let's test it out. Make sure my thing works. Oh, hold on. All right, well, I've done everything I want to do today. I'm probably gonna switch to like Marvel Rivals or something. Boosh. Make sure everything is saved. It is, and then close out of it. Oh, there we go. Open up Marvel Rivales. Close that. Open up these, and then I will change tag. Not Marbling. When they rivals. Boom. Then I'll open up that. Oh, I should actually put on my headphones now. I should also probably change the disclaimer to be what's it called? Marvel Rivals. Rivals. I'm probably just gonna do quick play. I ain't doing nothing crazy. Was there an update? Is there an update I was not aware of? Is this gonna take 8 years? Please. I will actually hold up real quick. I'm gonna stop the recording and then start it in a